We have a special guest at KP today. It is our pleasure to introduce the Director of the Iowa Department of Education, Dr. Ryan Wise. We would like to ask you a few questions today about your position and education in Iowa.
Great.
First off, please describe your position and responsibilities.
So I'm the director of the Iowa Department of Education. I have a third grade son who likes to say my job is to visit classrooms and do stuff. I think it's maybe a little more involved than that, but really what it comes down to is partnering with schools to implement state and federal education policy to ensure that all kids in Iowa, regardless of where they go to school, get a great education.
And why did you decide to come to KP today?
So I met Ms. Hoffman at a conference this year on creating a digital learning plan for the state of Iowa, and had the chance to visit and talk about the great things going on at KP and schools around Northwest Iowa. I make it a priority as the director of the Department of Education to visit schools every single week. So I've been in this role about 2.5 years and have visited around 130 of Iowa's 333 school districts. I think it's critically important that I'm in schools regularly, visiting with students, with superintendents, principals, and teachers to understand how education policy actually plays out in classrooms.
So what would you say that your goals are for Iowa education?
So my goal, like I said earlier, is to ensure every student gets a great education. And that means equity and opportunity. That whether you're a student here at KP or in a metro urban area, that you have access to great teachers and great experiences so that you're prepared to be successful both in and beyond school.
How does Iowa separate itself from surrounding states in terms of education?
So I think Iowa has a tremendous commitment to education, and it comes through in a few ways. I think our commitment to early literacy over the last 6 or 7 years has been pretty remarkable. In addition, we have a couple of other initiatives that I think set us apart. The governor has a very ambitious goal called Future Ready Iowa, that by 2025, 70% of Iowans in the workforce will have education or training beyond high school. And so as a state, we've really tried to work together as educators, business leaders, other state agencies to ensure students have a great education. And then we also have the most extensive teacher leadership system in the country. Nearly 10,000 teachers are in formal, compensated leadership roles. No other state is doing that.
All right, and how have you seen that teacher leadership initiative benefit student achievement?
So we have built more capacity, meaning teachers have access to better professional development, more opportunities to collaborate and work with their peers, and that ultimately pays off for kids. So we've spread out great teaching in Iowa so that great teachers are in more classrooms, working with more teachers and more students. And we're seeing that pay off, as you talked about in student achievement. Early literacy, again, is an example of that. We've seen over the last 2 years, almost 14,000 more students meeting their benchmarks for reading ability from kindergarten through 3rd grade. That was a 4% gain 2 years ago, a 3% gain last year, and we anticipate another gain this year. And a lot of that, I would say, is due to teachers working together, sharing best practices, and engaging in meaningful training that'll improve student achievement.
So what would you like schools to focus on during the upcoming school year?
So in addition to some of those areas I mentioned, like early literacy, I would also highlight strong career and technical education opportunities, ensuring that students have the opportunity to experience what the world of work looks like while they're still in school, that they have exposure to business and industry and are able to explore areas that they might be interested in pursuing beyond high school.
And lastly, can you please describe your exemplary Iowa high school graduate?
I think my exemplary Iowa high school graduate is a student that has strong content knowledge and academic skills, but is also prepared to make the transition from high school to post-secondary education, has the learning skills to be able to collaborate with others, to use technology, to do research, and has the leadership skills to advocate for him or herself and for the needs of their community.
Thank you so much for being here today, and we hope that you have enjoyed your time at KP.
It's been a great visit and really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.